And joining me right now here on the Mark Moses Show is one of my great friends and one of the hardest working men in all of show business. He is John Torres with the Florida Today newspaper. Now, every year on my birthday, I like to honor and recognize people in the broadcast and journalism business. And I thought this gentleman needs some recognition. And I think he might be in the Hall of Fame already. I'm a little confused by this. I think he might be. But if he is, I'm going to do it again. I'm going to put Mr. John Torres in the Mark Moses Show Hall of Fame. Yes, for all of your hard work and your love of sports and of theater and just being a great guy overall. Husband,
This is
father.
real.
Yes.
My jaw dropping is real. I don't think I'm in the Hall of Fame. Mark, I'm honored. Honored, buddy.
Yeah, I was thinking your colleague Tim Walters is. I was like, I swear John's in. No, I checked it. You are not, and I could not believe you're not in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
I'm going to say this. Let me just have the floor for a minute to give you your flowers. All right, I'm going to say this. You are again one of the great journalism people. If that I'm talking like the president, where I can't put a sentence together. I'm going to try better than that. Okay, you are one of the hardest working, talented people I know. And your work in reporting and just writing, top notch. And you deserve all the recognition. And I hope you do. And especially when you came on with me about a month ago and you did that Murder on the Space Coast and you helped that individual after 20 plus years in prison become a free man. It's like I've seen Michael Jordan play, and I'm being sincere when I say this. Like I've seen greatness play, but you actually helped a human being, and you've helped out multiple human beings in your career, have a better life. Dude, you are the man. All right, the man. And so it's congratulations, buddy.
Thanks, Mark. I mean, I don't really know what to say. I'm honestly, I'm choking up. I mean, I'm really humbled by this, and I appreciate all of your comments and your friendship over the years and all that. It's I love what I do. I have like people ask me, so when are you retiring? I'm like, I don't know, when they throw me out. I mean, I love what I do. You know what I mean? I don't want to retire. I don't want to stop doing this. And I almost left this about like 15 years ago to go take a PR job at the Cape. And my old buddy Joe Hurston said to me, you can't leave, no matter what they're paying you, because you're a light in the darkness. And I know it was corny and cheesy at the time, but it's kind of true. That's what I aspire to be anyway. You know what I mean? Try to shine a light on things that just need our attention. So thanks, man. I appreciate your words.
No, I really do. And I always think about this, like you're a big Mets fan as well. And your name sounds like you could be on the Mets as a baseball player. John Torres, like you're a middle relief pitcher for the team. Okay. Like, I know you wanted me to say shortstop, center field. Long relief. Hey, we're down 13-3 to the Braves. John, give us 2 innings.
Exactly. And I could play like backup third base or something too, in like a doubleheader.
Because of your background with your family, I'm telling you, John Torres, great name. You should be a baseball player.
I'll always remember when they had Mike Torres, who was with the Yankees and the Mets, but he spelled his name with a Z at the end. I'm like, come on.
Boo. It's with an S.
Yeah.
And so the update is, and I told you this through text message. So I got my cleaning last Thursday. So I bumped into our friend Jamie. And it was one of those weird experiences at like 8 o'clock in the morning. And I was telling the other people who work there, I'm like, hey, is Jamie here? She came up to me and the look on her in her eyes was like, thank you so much, Mark. And she gave me a hug. And I'm like, I didn't do anything. I just promoted John, right? That's how great you are. I get recognition for what you did. No, dude, it was a really cool moment talking to Jamie and like, everything her and her family have gone through, and dude, and that's why journalism matters, right? We can't.
It does. And I'm actually seeing her Friday in the morning for an appointment at like my dentist, and so I'm looking forward to seeing her. We were texting this week, and she sends me photos of her dad updating. I promised his lawyers that I wouldn't infringe too much on this time until the case is totally settled,
Yeah.
and because they don't want them to like say something by mistake or have something misinterpreted, and so I've been trying to keep away from them a bit, but they are Jeff is doing great. He's adjusting. Had his birthday this week also,
Oh,
and
nice.
so he had his first cake in what, like over 20 years. I mean, just just insane. So he's living his best life right now. So
Yeah,
I'm
you're
really
absolutely
happy for
right.
him.
Yeah, they're a very nice family, and you have a very nice family. And I think about with you, I've known you for so long. Okay, we used to do Game of Thrones recaps for the Florida Today newspaper. That's how old that is. Game of
Wow.
Thrones, where we would recap every episode. We would do that for the
Yes.
paper.
We were
I
doing that before people were doing that on YouTube, right? We were like the new rock stars of our time.
I think the first time I really talked to you is we were at Florida Tech at a football dinner, and it might have been Barry Alvarez was talking. It might have been that event, and we were
Yeah.
sitting at the same table and we started talking. And this was like, I don't know, 2014. And then you're like, we start talking, you come on my show, and you're like, hey, let's go play football at Hoover Elementary over on the
Right.
beach. And yeah, and you were wearing your RG3 jersey. I remember this is probably the last time we ever played football organized, you and me. And that was the first time I ever met Jerry Durney. And I'm
Yes.
like, who is this wild man? I always remember that, like, because he's talking trash.
Yes. Yes.
That was the first time. And I remember I came to your house and we watched your football team play. And I've known you a long time, dude.
Yeah.
A long time. It's crazy.
I know. I mean, when you think about it, the time really has flown because you've been down here now for how many years?
I've been here since 2013. 12
Yeah, so
years.
we met right after that. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
I have gray in my hair now. Like it is wild. But like, yeah, you and everyone there at the Florida Today. And I remember when you were at the big building on US 1,
Yep.
you were there, and then you guys are working from home, then you have the smaller office. Like, it's crazy. You think when I first met you, your job responsibilities and then your responsibilities now, how much it's changed.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I mean,
Insane.
journalism has really changed. Unfortunately, they don't put the resources into the personnel like they probably should, but I'll always remember when I was like starting out in this business, way back in the early 2000s, like the copy editors, right, who were the guys who wrote the headlines. That was considered the hardest job at the paper, was headline writing. And now
Everyone.
we have no copy editors, and so we have to write the stories, and we have to write like 4 different headlines for every story, for SEO and for this and that, and it's like it's the part of the job that I hate. You know what I mean? But yeah, we do it all now.
You know what I think about? And I've told this to your colleague Tim. Okay, you go on Facebook and you get these suggested headlines. They're the fakest stories, fake news. It's so ridiculous. And then people fall for this nonsense. Yeah. It'll be like, Jane Daniels of your Commanders. He's dating how do I say? I was going to say Madonna, but I have to do a reference from now, right? Oh yeah, he's dating Sabrina Carpenter, and he wants to be traded to the Cowboys.
Right.
And then it'll have 10,000 comments. You're like, are you stupid? These are fake headlines. That's why journalism matters.
And this AI stuff now, like these videos, I can't trust any video on the internet. I mean, I look at, I love sort of like fishing videos and stuff, and then like you'll see some weird fish. I'm like, oh brother, I just wasted my time watching this and it's fake. And
you get duped. That's what happens.
I get duped.
So then the Terminator, John Connor, he's gonna be very disappointed in you. That's what's gonna happen. Okay? No, what was your first job, professional, you got paid to be for a paper?
It was with the Enterprise newspaper in Hastings on the Hudson, New York. It was a weekly, in this like rich area that covered like Dobbs Ferry, Ardsley, Irvington, and Hastings. And I had a little column called Cop Beat. So I would go to all 4 police chiefs, once a week, and I would read the blotter, and I'd write up a little sort of, briefs on what happened so long ago, Mark, that we had to type it on yellow paper on a typewriter in a single column. I don't know if they just cut it and like somehow whatever, but and then I had to like hand deliver it to the to the editor, like once a week. I think I was paid $25 a week for that or something like that, $40 a week. But I loved it, and I loved seeing my name in print.
Do you still like seeing your name in print?
Yeah, I do actually. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Anytime so if I'm at the grocery store, like pharmacy, Walgreens, whatever, I stop to look at the Florida Today. I will. And I was like, hey, that man right there. Yeah, he wrote that story, John Torres. What they don't know is while I'm reading it, he's somewhere across town reading about his commander's depth chart and what's going to happen.
Yes.
Going to happen.
Or my Knicks.
I know. You and Timothy Chalamet, you're sitting there front court. You're watching all the games, aren't you? This is happening.
Yeah, I mean, luckily, because I'm in a show right now at the Henniger Center, I've had to sort of watch some of the games just on Bleacher Report on my phone or some other app, just and not, have to suffer, for the whole game. I was home early enough last night to watch the fourth quarter, unfortunately. But
I'm sorry. I don't want to ruin this. This is supposed to be positive for John Torres. Going to all things. I think I've known you so long before you started doing theater, and you've really done all these productions behind the scenes. So on with this. What's the one you're going to be in moving forward, buddy, in June?
Starting June 13th, a Friday night, Friday the 13th. I think it's a bad omen, but who knows? I'll be part of the cast of On Your Feet. It's called the Gloria Estefan story. Which is it's actually a really inspiring story of her childhood growing up in Cuba and having to flee when Castro took over, and then trying to make it in this male dominated world, and just great songs. I'm older than you are, but when I heard all the songs in this show, I was like, oh, that's Gloria Estefan. That one is too. I'm like, oh my gosh, like the soundtrack to my 80s. She's up there, but look, it's great singing, it's dancing. The show is very moving and very touching. I play Gloria Estefan's dad, and it's it's a small role, but it's meaty, and I love it. I sing a beautiful song to her. I get to be I'm in Vietnam, in one scene. I'm dying in another because he died young, and stuff. So it's meaty, it's fun, but the cast, I mean, I've never worked with people like this. They're so dedicated, and they drive in from Orlando, some of them, and it's just, look, if you can make it out to the show, I encourage everybody to come out. It is really going to be a good time. I'm in all the sad scenes. I'm the dying dad, but when I'm off the stage, you're going to be like, whoa.
They're like, you have to channel sadness as an actor. Yes. What will you channel? A childhood trauma, a lost family member? No, the Mets in the October. That's
no, I can't do that because I'll really start crying on stage.
You need Gloria. She needs to be in the front row, and then it's like you're up there, and then Gloria needs to be like turned into her husband. That's not what happened. No, this is what.
He's not my dad.
Could you imagine? Can you imagine they did the John Torres? I can't even say without laughing. The John Torres story. So someone's playing, like your son will play you in the John Torres story. So we sit in the front row, and it's the history of you. Would that be like unreal, like just bizarre for you to watch?
That would be unreal. Except I would rather have Javier Bardem play me.
I like that.
And then somebody could play who's like a tall redheaded actor that can play my son. I don't really know.
I'm really laughing.
Dwight from The Office? I don't know.
Is it a musical as well?
Yes. Mine? Oh, yeah. Constantly.
All right, I just want to say this. Okay, I'm going to try to say this without laughing. Every musical, every music biography where it's like someone like Elvis, Bob Dylan, this one, there's always the scene where there's some music exec who's like, this is terrible. You'll never make it in this town. Your music's garbage. Can I play that role? In one of them, can I be?
Yes. And we have a guy who you just channeled him in this show, who's the exec, who's like, we don't want Latin music on the radio, like that guy. Yeah.
I know it. All right. In your story, I'll be like the evil. I'm laughing like I'm the Perry White character from Superman. So you're like a young up and coming writer. Here's my report on corruption with city council. This is John Torres. This is the worst article I've ever heard. You'll never make it in the publishing business.
Oh man.
Oh man. I'll write the whole thing. So how can we check out all of your stuff at the Florida Today newspaper, buddy?
Just go to floridatoday.com and there's a little search icon. You could just like type in my name or just read some of the other great stories that we have on the site. Yeah, no, Mark, I appreciate your words. I love what I do. I think it's important. Like you've said, we have a small staff, but I mean, I think they do great work for the staff size that we have. And,
yes,
trying to cover politics and crime and the court and all that stuff, here in Brevard County, because we love living here. And so this is our community. We love it and we want to cover it and we want to keep it good.
I keep looking at your face. I've never seen you this clean shaven before.
Yeah.
I know it's for the show. I can't, it's mind boggling because you and me are wolf men where it could take us 2 hours and we have a full beard. Okay.
It hasn't even been 12 hours. I shaved like about 12 hours ago. So
at the show, right before you go out.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
John, thank you so much for your help and have a great day, man.
Hey, thanks, Mark. I appreciate you.